All right. I'm getting so much coming through today that I was like, Jacqueline, you need to just jump online. I just keep like sharing all these beautiful downloads that are coming through. And here I am with my voice to channel it because that's the edgy thing to do. And that's what I'm committed to. Where do I start? So my life radically changed just a week ago, last Monday. I no longer operate in the same life and marriage that I had before that day. There's like officially a before and after. And what does that mean? So I had a way of relating with my life and everything, with my business, with myself, with my marriage. I mean, with everything. That was limited. And the limit was fear. Generally, that's where the limits are, in the fear. Fear of loss, fear of who I might become, fear of, and in that process, what I might lose. And those losses were too great for me to risk until they weren't. And for example, I already shared in the video around my business and how I was unwilling to ask someone to invest in themselves at a high ticket level if they didn't already have the cash, which meant I wasn't willing for them to put it on a credit card. This is because of my history with credit card debt and a wound I had around that. And what I now understand and know in my being is that I created my credit card debt. Not because I'm bad or stupid or even unresponsible or like all those judgments. There was a way I was actually being unresponsible for my power. That's true. But not in the way like, oh, you're just bad with money or you're like irresponsible with money. No, I was irresponsible with my power. And unwilling to do whatever it took to not be in debt or to be in debt with peace, right? So like, I just had no peace around my debt. Like I was making myself bad and wrong. Sorry for the poop picture. On a walk with my dog. Yeah, I was just unwilling to do whatever it took to create the cash, to actually turn a credit card line, a credit card structure into cash. I was trying to figure out how to do it, but would do anything but what it would actually take. So like, if it meant at the time I had to go back to waitressing, if it meant that I had to ask for a loan, if it meant that I had to create high ticket offers, like whatever it meant, for whatever it still means, because I still have credit card debt. So it's not even like this is just in my past. It's still something I'm looking at, like whatever it takes to get out of credit card debt, simply what it takes to create cash, to create money, actually. So now I'm willing to do that. Now I'm willing to ask someone to do that for themselves. And the part of me that wasn't willing was because I can't reconcile having someone go through the kind of pain and suffering of what it's like to have the burden of credit card debt and all of the shame that comes around it and all of it's like heavy and at least that was my experience of it before. And I was sure that was going to be someone else's experience if they put it on their credit card. Well, not sure, but I was like, it's a risk. And I was afraid to have them take that risk because what if they ended up in the same situation I was in? And now I actually get that I can't rescue someone from that. That would actually be very unloving of me. And the most loving thing I can do is to hear someone's yes to themselves and believe that they are capable of actually creating cash from credit, cash from just because they can create cash. Because they're that powerful and hold someone to that power. So I want to be that person to hold people to their feet to the fire. To actually say, you're actually more powerful than you think. You can actually go do the thing you don't feel like doing. Like if it means getting a second job, if it means asking for a loan, if it means whatever the thing is that you're unwilling to do, you can do it because there's a greater commitment. The greater commitment is to whatever has you investing in the thing in the first place. Whatever you see for yourself in that investment, it's calling you into your greatness. And I am not going to buy any belief that you're not capable of creating exactly the life that you want. And so after choosing that for myself, it was radical. All this energy that was stuck inside me, showing up as bitterness and resentment in my life, was freed up. I claimed my own power, and I know that I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I had to be willing to kind of kill off this part of myself that thought that being, letting someone take on an investment with credit card line of credit card or credit would be unethical or potentially even harmful. But now I see that it's actually the other person gets to create that for themselves. They get to create their own worth, their own value, their own cash, their own power. They get to claim themselves in that choice. And so it's the most loving thing I can do. So I'm really clear on that. Let me know if you have any questions about this in the comments, by the way, because this can be a controversial topic for sure. I know people who think that it is unethical. So I'd love to hear from you if that's coming up for you and challenge you around it if you're up for it. Because I certainly battled with it for years to my own detriment. So then I got to look at my marriage and I was like, okay, I enjoy my marriage for a lot of things, and it's also not what I'm most committed to. I'm committed to a really passionate, sexy, fun, loving, peaceful marriage. And peaceful doesn't mean like without conflict. Peaceful meaning like really it feels more like with like loving, like acceptance, like not resistance or like not the criticism or judgment or making anyone smaller, making myself smaller, making him smaller. That's what I mean by peace. But I could see in my marriage where those things were showing up, things that were counter to my commitment to love and passion, places where I criticized myself or him, places where I made my husband small or made myself small, or compromised desires that I wanted because I was afraid he couldn't deliver on them, or that I couldn't get it elsewhere, or like just all these concerns, right? And so now that I dissolved my relating to my marriage like that, and I invited my husband into it because this is a partnership, so it takes two. So I invited him to dissolve that with me. And so we dissolved our marriage and we're recreating it. How cool is that? And we are coming up with all these creative ways to like hold each other accountable, but they're like super fun ways. Like for example, if we want to have more sex. We want to have more passion and more love and more fun, right? So that's part of it. That's one of the ways. There's other ways too, but that's just one example that's right there. So I'll speak to that. And so I'm like, if we're going to hold each other accountable to it, that means we actually do it even when we don't feel like it because of the greater commitment that we have. And then there's, when you get connected to the commitment again, like the love and the passion, I'm like, oh, that's why we're doing it, even if we're tired or we don't feel like it right now, or we have all these other good reasons why not to do it. Like we said, we're going to tonight, and so we're going to do it. And so our accountability, we got really fun. I was like, okay, well, what if one of us is being like a little resistant or a stick in the mud? How do we remind each other of our commitment to love and passion and fun and peace? in a way that is also love and passion and fun and peace. And so I was like, well, I could start, giving you a massage, and I could let my hands wander and go to fun places that excite you and arouse you. And he could, like, for me, I can get really fixated at my computer and my studies and my learnings. I'm such an intellectual, and so I can get stuck there. And so I was like, and you can just like sweep me off my feet and take me into the bedroom, right? And like whatever he comes up with, like I trust that he can come up with whatever it'll take to, with a loving action, which sometimes can feel like harsh or firm, but it's in the name of love. It's in the name of passion. It's in the name of what we're creating our marriage to be. So I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm excited for what I'm creating with my business. I'm excited for the people who are going to hear what I'm sharing and hear that what they could have for themselves and start working with me. I'm excited for the clients that are coming my way. I've already had people calling me this week who didn't even know of my own personal shift, but people are showing up in my life. That's just what happens when you shift, like things start to move. And it's like easier, which is really cool. So people are already showing up asking for my support because they know that I'm a stand for love and their power. So I'm excited for those of you who might be listening to this. If you're like, I want to dissolve the way I've been doing life and recreate it differently and actually be a stand for my own power and abundance, like I can actually make lots of money in a way that serves what I'm committed to. Like I'm serving love, and that's where the high ticket comes in. Is I know that asking that kind of having some move through the gauntlet of choosing to invest in themselves at a high level is asking them to invest in themselves at a high level. That's what love asks you to do. And that's what I'm doing in my marriage, and it's just so great. So if you're tuning in, I love you, and I wish this kind of transformation for you, and that's why I'm holding the container of Choose. It's a 2-week private crucible where you can ask for all of the support that you need from me, and in the form of calls, texts, whatever you need. I can't say that I'm always accessible because I have other things I'm committed to, but I'm committed to your personal transformation as well. And so I believe that we can co-create that together. And I want you to bring all of you. I want you to bring your frustration. I want you to bring all of your complaints, all of your things that you're convinced are in the way of what you want in your life. I want you to bring your fury and your grief and your desire, what you really want. And wherever you feel like there's an impossible decision in your life, like I felt like it was impossible for me to choose, to have someone put high ticket on a credit card because that would make me unethical. Where I felt like it was impossible to ask my husband to join me because he might say no, and then I might lose my husband. That was terrifying. I didn't say that part, but it was terrifying for the part of me that was like, well, what if he doesn't say yes? But that's the thing, is like, am I more committed to his response, or am I more committed to creating love and passion and trust that he'll be a yes if he's the partner for me? And when you ask, the way I invited him was just like really fun, because like all I know is like he's the one I want to like have love and passion and fun with, and that's what I told him. So like, who says no to that? And it's not manipulating, it's just real. It's like, I already experienced so much joy with him, right? I already experienced so much love, and I learned so much from him in our marriage. I just wanted the next level. The thing that I, really, really want is like so much love and passion and fun. So yeah, I invited him into the next level, and he was a yes. And so here we go. So I want that for you, but it takes confronting the part of you that's like, sure, you'll be unethical or whatever, or sure, you're going to lose that person. And it's terrifying. And it might feel like you're kind of like marching yourself to the gallows. And in a way you are allowing that part of you that's afraid to die off, to not run your life anymore. And that's very courageous. And that's what I want to hold you through in these 2-week crucibles. So if you're hearing the call to invest in yourself, this is a high intensity container, 2 weeks to claim what you want. It might not look exactly how you want it to go. It might look exactly how you want it to go. But I can guarantee it'll be exactly what you deeply, deeply, deeply desire to experience in your life. You will get that. And it might look a little different than you originally thought, but it'll be beyond your wildest dreams. And that's what we take you over the threshold when you choose. When you choose to stop living in the land of suffering and indecision and angst and bitterness and fear. And you choose yourself. You choose what you actually want. And we make sure that this, whatever you really want, is actually something you really, really deeply desire, not like superficial wants. I can see through those. So, yeah, I'm going to hold you through that. I love you, and I will see you next time. Sign up for Crucible in the comments. There's a link. It's application only. I want to make sure we're a fit and that you are ready for this container, because it's not for everyone. You have to be really ready to be all in. Yeah. All right. I love you. Bye.